think we should first say thank you for coming to help celebrate coming second to that bloke. It's very sporting of you.
Yes, I'm not so happy because John, he don't respect me. He watched the possibility to win and he win.
Will he win tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know he's already 1 week he training, he testing.
You were testing in the Isle of Man yesterday.
Yeah, it's more difficult.
Which MV will you ride tomorrow? Which bike have you bought?
Okay, to make sure and safety, I have 3 bikes. 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder, 350, 4-cylinder. I have it. So tomorrow morning we decide, depend John which bike he uses.
Right, let's get him up here. Coots, come on, let's have you up here as well, please.
Yay!
I want a fair fight. You're looking well.
Thank you, Julian. Yes, retired for 8 weeks ago now.
But as rich as ever.
Oh yes, got plenty of money. Got enough money to last me if I die tonight.
There's no answer to that, is there, really? So, what motorcycle have you got at your disposal tomorrow?
I've got a very nice 750 BSA that Mr. Sims has provided for me. I'm hoping to ride it tomorrow and give Giacomo a good idea.
I think Mr. Henley brings for me the 1000cc.
That's what he always uses.
And you see, Julian, when I beat Giacomo at the race of the year, I had a 750 and he only had a 500, so that's why I beat him.
He beat me because that day he got very, very fast.
He had a reputation in this country as being a tough racer, a hard man, a tough guy.
John is the king of Mallory Park.
It's true, it's true. Right, we'll get some questions from the audience in a minute, but let's bring up another guest, Phil Reed. Let's have his story. 7 world titles.
Hey.
On MV and on Yamaha. Yamaha's first world champion, in fact, I think we should...
8, wasn't it?
And then the Augustus last.
It's true, but I couldn't read my cue card properly, Phil. It's my reading glasses. Oh, 8, I suppose, if we count that Honda TT Formula 1 champion.
Well, that was really the hardest race of my life, you know, in a thunderstorm with rivers of water running across the road, and yeah, it was tough, but okay, it was a world championship, I got the medal.
And why not? Mallory Park, you were mentioning earlier, 50 years ago, you had your first race at Mallory.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mallory, not obviously, but it does have great affection for me. With my mother's help, I rode my 350 BSA Gold Star up before the M1, up the A5 from Luton, carrying my tent and tools, and stopped overnight and raced in the heat, the race heat. The next day, crashed on a hairpin and picked the bike up, but failed to qualify for the final. And then put the lights back on and the silencer and rode back home. I mean, that was quite incredible for me.
That's a proper motorcyclist at work. What about Windsor? You must have won a few here. What's your best memory of Mallory?
Well, many memories, in actual fact, over the years, with racing against Giacomo, one of the greatest riders in the world, who I've obviously learned a lot and improved from. And obviously Mike Howard, I've had many great races. Most of the time he's beaten me. But also with Bob McIntyre and Alistair King here, and Derek Minter and the late Bob Anderson. But I actually didn't race against John here. One time only did I race with him in the same race, and that was at Crystal Palace. One of my first races, I remember him lapping me. Thank you, John. I think it was the first time he brought the MV Augusta to England.
I think on that mention, it's time to get the unique John Surtees up here. John, 7 times the world champion for MV, and then on 4 wheels for Ferrari. still a unique achievement in motorsports. There are 28 members of the Formula One Hall of Fame. This is one of them, John Surtees.
Well done, John. Hey.
I think, in view of last week's announcement, I've got to ask you first your opinions on Mr. Rossi not following in your footsteps.
Well, I give him a lot of credit for having the courage to actually make a decision, because it could have dragged on and on. He had a wonderful opportunity, and I sat down in a hotel opposite his home up in London, and we talked about it for a while at the beginning, and he said, oh, I'm going to go rallying, not Formula One. And the next moment, one of the Ferrari people said, oh, he's going to try one of our cars. But I was asked at the beginning, and I gave the same answer as I give now. There would only be one thing which decided it, and that was a stopwatch. And obviously, that decided it. He just didn't get the job done. And so we carried on, but it's going to be interesting. I got it wrong when the announcement came, because I thought he'd go along and sign up for Ducati and be world champion, Italian world champion on an Italian bike.
Yes.
Not yet, but maybe there's probably still time for... But I think you've probably heard enough of me. If these gentlemen take the seats, we're going to open up to some questions from the audience. Phil, Ago, would you like to sit down, and we'll see what is going to be... now, John has got a microphone over there, I think. Ducati shirt, so let's go ahead.
Thank you. Could I first of all thank each and every one of you for the fantastic entertainment which you gave us in the late 1950s and the early 60s. It was absolutely wonderful, especially in the Isle of Man TD races. Thank you very much indeed for all the entertainment. What I'd like to know is whether you have any relatives in your families who are taking part in motorcycle sport or motor racing of any kind. Do we have any children or nieces or nephews or grandchildren or children who participate in motorcycle racing or racing at all, or car racing or kart racing or whatever?
Well, you got that, Julian, did you? Well, yeah, any families... I know Cooks hasn't... You've got no offspring racing, have you? Did your daughter not feel like racing? No? John, you helping anybody?
No, my son is, came home one day and said, Daddy, I want to go karting. And so I ended up a sort of chief mechanic and also, unfortunately, chief sponsor. But that all changed last year because we won the gearbox championship, but he ended up 6 kilos a little above the minimum weight, so we turned to cars. So now we're racing cars. But I'm afraid he keeps on, or has been saying, you know, Daddy, I'd like to have a go at bikes, but Mother says one is enough.
Phil, one of your lads is a pretty handy racer. Well, one of your boys, pretty useful racer, at least one of them.
Well, actually, 3 of the 4 have raced, and Graham, my sort of second eldest, won the European 350 ICGP Championship last year. But my eldest son, he decided he was going to fly aircraft, and ended up doing 1,200 hours flying the Tornado. Now he's a captain flying the jumbos to the Far East. I think Graham is now semi-retired. Phil Jr. is the advertising promotions manager for Motorcycle News. He's played a bit. And Rocky, who did most, now has got, did very well. But none of them were particularly dedicated and committed. But they've all got other, thankfully, I would say, other jobs and other commitments with their families. I remember your brother, Felice Agostini, racing. Is there any other family members who have raced or will race?
No, only my brother. He does some motocross and after some road racing. But I have a daughter, 17 years old, so she go with the motorbike, but and my son, 11 years old, he like motorbike, but he prefers football, so it's different than his father.
A couple more guests which we should say hello.
You know, you deserve more, but it wasn't really around. Let's have a look. We got Aggo. Aggo, you're next, right? Let's have a look. The TT. He did do a bit. I remember Aggo quite well. Cadwell Park. I got a silver ashtray, finishing third. So, what did you get when you won? I can't remember. So we've got Phil and Coop. What do you reckon out of these two? Phil looks a little bit, he hasn't dressed properly. He can't afford much, can he? You know, he's got the lining still, he hasn't covered up. So I reckon #1 spot's got to be our old mate Coop, has won the most money. So what do you reckon about that boy, eh? Yeah, that's a nice one.
Dave, refresh my memory. At a Formula 750 meeting at Silverstone, did I...
If we have this chance from natura, you know in English, natura?
God.
Nature. From the nature, if we have this chance, we must have a hand to use this one. So after I think also we burn for this one and we must love what our...
The choice is yours, Paul. We're going to fit this in, have we not? We've got time to fit all this in, I'll take it tomorrow. Well, we'll cancel the parade. It's not about with them riders. This is much more important.
Thank you very much.
£150, I'm looking for 160 on the V4 Yamaha. Come on, gentlemen. Somebody out there must...
Yes, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay.
What's your name? Valero. You're Valero? Excuse us. Excuse us.
Right.
So look for them to come down there. That MV, absolutely. I'm going to open the window in this building in a minute. I claim permission. That's absolutely unbelievable, the MV.
Fantastic, eh? Hi, buddy. Cooper and I go having a race and they are bloody flying.